Hello out there, you're watching everything you need to know about Star Wars the card game, looking at the objective sets for the Jedi, and we're up to objective number 2, which is called In You Must Go. And you'll notice right off that unlike a hero's journey, this has a damage capacity of 5 and creates 1 resource. The other one had a damage capacity of 4 and produced 2. So this is the standard number that we're looking for. Usually 5-1 is the most common type of objective you're going to see for all of the different affiliations. It is a Jedi objective, and it has the Dagobah trait. It does have some text here. It says, reduce the cost of the first enhancement you play each turn by 1. Now, in the last objective that we looked at, we saw things like Jedi lightsaber and trust your feelings, and we're going to see another one in this objective set. And our main character of the objective set loves enhancements, as we're about to find out. And of course our main character happens to be Yoda. Yoda is a character and a Force user. He has a resource cost of 3. He is Jedi, so one of these 3 resources must come from a Jedi card. And then look at this. 5 Force icons. If you commit Yoda to the Force, not only will he win the Force struggle, most likely, because he has 5 different Force icons, but he's also elite. So even though you put 2 focus tokens on him, when you focus him to strike while he's committed to the Force, you're going to remove both of those on the refresh phase of your next turn. He has 3 combat icons, 1 of each. The tactics icon means he can focus a unit down, which would take it out of play for that turn. He can damage a unit for 1. This is 1 unit damage, and this is a blast damage. So if you're the attacker, he can damage an objective for 1. Of course, both of these with the white background are edge-enabled, so you'd have to win the edge battle in order to take advantage of these 2. It also says this unit gains an edge-enabled unit damage and an edge-enabled blast damage for each enhancement attached to it. So put enhancements on here, and all of a sudden this becomes 2 or 3 or so on from there. The only downside to Yoda, of course, is that he has a damage capacity of 2, which means if he were to take 2 unit damage, he gets blown up and he's out of the game and into your discard pile. The other unit we have in this objective set is Believer in the Old Ways. Believer in the Old Ways has a resource cost of 2 and is Jedi affiliated. 1 Force icon, 1 unit damage, and 1 edge-enabled blast damage. Believer in the Old Ways is character and Force sensitive and has damage capacity of 2. Our enhance, because Yoda is better when he has enhancements on him, is Shii-Cho Training. This is an enhance that's good for a Force user, which Yoda is, as is Luke Skywalker. Shii-Cho Training costs 1 unless you have In You Must Go out, in which case it's free. But if you do have to pay this 1 resource, it must be a Jedi resource. 2 Force icons. It is a skill. It is lightsaber form. It says enhance a Force user unit. Damage from enhanced units. Unit damage icon type may be divided among any number of participating enemy units. So if you had 2 unit damage you could use, and that unit had Shii-Cho Training on it, say Yoda, because he would have 2 edge-enabled unit damage, you could split that up over multiple units, which is really useful. We saw this card before. This is Dagobah Training Grounds. This is included in the Hero's Journey objective set. It's also included in the In You Must Go objective set. Of course, it costs a neutral resource, and it produces a resource, so it pays for itself. In addition to that, the turn after you put Dagobah Training Grounds into play, you get to refresh the unit that you used to pay for this, so you get that unit, or that card producing an objective, plus this one producing a resource. It just increases the amount of cards you're able to play. It is Dagobah, it is location, it is limited, so you can only play 1 of these per turn, of course, but this was covered last time, so we're already familiar with that one. And finally we have Counterstroke. Counterstroke is an event. It's Jedi affiliated, costs 1 resource, 2 Force icons. It is Force, Control, Sense. Again, these traits basically apply so that we know if there are other cards that interact with these type of cards, we're familiar with which ones they apply to. It has an interrupt ability. Interrupt is not like reaction. A reaction is something you do after somebody plays an action card. It takes priority, and then the text here would come after that. An interrupt keyword works the opposite way. Somebody plays an event card or they take an action, and then you play this, and it goes ahead of it. So this would come first. It says, when an event card is played, cancel its effects. So when the dark side player sees an event card, you can see what it is, you have this in your hand, you play it, you pay the resource, and then you cancel whatever effect they had. Anyway, that's a pretty neat objective set. This is one that gets used a lot. Yoda's a very popular character, as you can imagine. In You Must Go, just to recap, featured Yoda, Believer in the Old Ways, Shii-Cho Training, Dagobah Training Grounds, and Counterstroke. So I hope this has been useful to you, and I will see you next time for objective set number 3. Until then, GLHF, and may the Force be with you.